Hello everyone, how you guys doing? In today's video, I'm going to bring you an amazing and inspiring story about a Scottish woman called Marry Slessor. Marry Slessor was a Scottish missionary born in December 2nd, 1948 to a family of 7. She came from Scotland. She grew up in Dundee, Aberdeen, Scotland, I mean to say. So in 1876, she boarded SS Ethiopia with her cousin at that time, I think Mitchell, to come to Africa to do humanitarian and missionary work. She trained in Edinburgh. So they bought SS Ethiopia and landed in West Africa, and the place they landed was in today's Cross River State. So what did she come to do? She come to do humanitarian work and promote Christianity. So upon her arrival, she found out that there were a lot of ritual killings going on in that part of the world, because you gotta understand, this was in 1850s, 60s, 70s. There's a lot of things going on that time, human trafficking, killing of twins, which I'm gonna give you guys a little details about while I make this video. So she was given a heads up that time that this is what's going on in the part of Africa, Nigeria, that she is located at. So she made it her mission to stop the killing of twins. So let me express what was going on then. There was a time in that part of Africa, Nigeria, not the whole country, Nigeria, that specific village where this Scottish missionary is staying, right? They kill of twins. Like, twins is seen as an omen, a bad omen, a bad luck. So whenever somebody have twins, they will banish those twins into a forest. So usually the wild animals will kill the twins and eat them up, or they will die in the evil forest of starvation. So what Marry Slessor did is come to put a stop to it. She had a pushback from the villagers, the village heads, the tribal chiefs, but she proceeded. And another thing that was happening at that time, when a king died, they will require human heads to bury the king, to escort him to afterlife. That was a ritual that was going on there. So Sister Marry Slessor, who is a Presbyterian, she's not Catholic, she's Presbyterian Scottish missionary, pushed to stop this barbaric culture going on in this part of Nigeria at that time. So around 1879, she caught malaria, so she caught malaria, and that time there was no medicine for malaria, so she had to go back to Scotland. So after 16 months, she recovered and came back. She came back, and then they assigned her to another location deep inside the village of Cross River State. She continued her work rescuing twins, because that time, as I said, they are killing twins. They believe that a woman should have one child at once. Anything that is two is an abomination. So this is not the whole Africa, but this specific tribal area in Nigeria. So she continued to promote Christianity, and then continue to champion women's rights, saving women from childbirth. You can imagine this happened like 300 years ago. So now she got a word that her mom was sick and her sister was sick, so she had to go back to Scotland again. Took care of them, and then came back. When she came back, she continued her charity work, doing an amazing job, developing the area, making sure that women know how to protect themselves in terms of health, and other in that village area. As of that time, childbirth, like women dying during childbirth, reduced because of her. So, and then the killing of twins stopped. But then again, when she doing the mission around the late 1880s to 90s, she got a word that her beloved mom, had passed away. Her beloved mom had passed away. Her sister had passed away because the last time she went to Scotland, they were both sick. So now, there's this thing that she said. I remember when I can't quote it correctly. She said now that her mom is gone, her sister is gone, that heaven is closer than Britain. She don't have any more person to write to, because when they were around, she would write a letter and tell them her experience in this new world that have never even been touched. So now both of them are gone, and I didn't say anything about, I didn't highlight about her dad. Her dad was a shoemaker. And then providing for the family. Her mom do sewing, clothing stuff. So, but unfortunately, he become drunkard, and that was it. So I think her dad died before her mom passed away. So when her closest people in the family, mom and her sister, passed away, she felt like there's no need for her to go back to Britain. So she sacrificed her life in Nigeria at that time, continue her work, continue helping women, and then saving children, pushing against the ritual killings of that was going on then, and with good success. So while she was doing that, she opened churches and clinics. So now, eventually, unfortunately, she died in 1915 at the age of 66. And then, the legacy that she left in Nigeria is something that is not talked about. That we know about this story since we were kids. Even when I first heard about her story, I was like about 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. Because the kind of education that I had when I was in Nigeria is what is helping me throughout even till now. So it was a good education. So, but I have one mistake. I had a mistake about her. There was a mistake. All this while when I was a kid, when I first heard, I thought she was Irish. But it wasn't. When I became a teenager, I found out she was Scottish. But me thinking that Irish kind of makes sense, because when it comes to Christianity, modern Christianity has been existing in Africa for a while, but when it comes to Church of England and Catholicism, it was brought by Irish people to Nigeria about 400 years ago. So, but go back to Marry Slessor. She did a wonderful job. The killing of twins stopped. Women don't have to have twins and hide them, because that time, if they have twins, the king will send people to come and get rid of it, because they think it's a bad omen. So she stopped that. So she died in 1915, and then I think I will post her headstone where she was buried in Nigeria, in Calabar. So there's a lot of organizations that are set up today because of her. Some organizations that exist today because of her work she did in Nigeria. If you want to know more about her life story, you can search it online. So, as I've always said, this channel is to tell stories. While I talk about other stuff going on around the world, I tell stories on this channel. So she was an amazing woman, incredible woman that did a lot for Nigeria, and then her legacy still live forever. She never had a chance to see Britain again, because she said heaven is closer than Britain, because there is nothing else she want to go to Britain to do. The people that means a lot to her have passed away, so she decided to do things that will get her to heaven. So she started doing good things that she's been doing, So that's the story of Marry Slessor. She's a Scottish missionary, born in Aberdeen, Scotland. Aberdeen, United Kingdom. So yeah, and her legacy till today, there's nobody in Nigeria that doesn't know about Marry Slessor. She did so much. So this is a story that when they hear about, people talk about missionaries, European missionaries that came to Africa, oh, they did all bad. No, a lot of them did good things. European missionaries that came to Africa did a lot of good things than bad. So yeah, and this was one of them. You know, throughout Nigerian history, she's regarded in a very high status. So if you are watch up to this point, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your support. I see how you guys are supporting me. Continue supporting, continue subscribing, continue watching all my videos. It keeps me going. Alright, if you want to know much about Marry Slessor, you know, go to Google, search it and read it. It's a very remarkable story that you probably haven't heard of anywhere else. You know, unless if you're Nigerian or somebody that knows about Nigerian history. Alright, see you guys. Bye bye.